Okay, here's another first impression video. This is something that David at Redwolf sent me, which I very much appreciate. Thank you. This is a gunstock war club and an Atlatl. He also sent me some turkey feathers and arrowheads. The idea is, as soon as I have recovered from my injuries and I'm able to, I want to make Atlatl darts and try it out. I actually used to have an Atlatl that I made back in 2004, I think, or 3 or sometime around there, over 10 years ago, which seems like quite a while. I had long hair back then and I really wanted it back. Anyway, so this is made of red oak, just like the war club. And if you don't know how an Atlatl works, it's basically, it acts as an extension of the arm to get additional leverage when throwing. The dart has a divot at the end that you hook this point into, and then you hold the dart with 2 fingers like that. Then you throw it, shoving it forward with the hook end of the Atlatl, and it generates a lot of extra force. Quite remarkable how far they fly. Atlatls come in a variety of shapes. The simplest form is basically a tree branch where you cut off one branch to form the hook. Some of them have finger loops and weight. There are all kinds of different shapes, really, and they were used in different parts of the world. The Americas, Australia, if I remember correctly. I think Oceania as well, but I'm not quite sure if I remember that right. But in any case, they came up before the bow and were very effective hunting tools as well as weapons. And yeah, really interesting. So hopefully I'll get around to that eventually. And then we've got the gunstock war club right here, which is also made of red oak, as I believe I mentioned already. Maybe I didn't, but regardless, quite an interesting shape. So apparently there is some disagreement about the origin of these. Some people think that they were inspired by the Europeans' musket stocks, which they also used for melee. It's pretty fair to say that Native Americans did not just repurpose actual rifle stocks because they would be too weak because of the cutouts. So it's possible that they saw them and then made these clubs inspired by the shape, but it's also possible that they already had them when the Europeans arrived. So hard to tell. I don't know anything about how they were used. In fact, I'm not even quite sure which side to strike with. Usually the blade is attached on this side, but if I had to use this club as is, I think I would want to strike with this corner here to concentrate the most force, because that's a very small surface. If you strike with this side here, it can, more of the wood can come into contact with the target. I'm not sure. I don't know about Native American martial arts and what the idea is behind that. But in any case, I quite like the shape, and it has quite a bit of heft for being just wood. I mean, it is oak, so it is a dense, heavy wood. But despite not being all that thick, the weight is definitely pretty good, and it should be quite effective, I would imagine. I will test it eventually and find out. Pretty cool to have one of these. War clubs are generally quite fascinating, as are pretty much all non-metal weapons. Something else. So yeah, before I just ramble on pointlessly, that's about it for now. So thanks for watching.